Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great night. Welcome to the Northeast Iowa Sports Show here on the Lee Doodle channel with me, Liam. And we'll see if Hunter's going to be able to make it tonight. He didn't text me back if he was going to be able to, but sometimes he jumps in later. I'll check that now. I actually got to sneeze real quick. Sorry about that. This is episode 43. It's currently February 12th, 2026. Hope everyone's having a great night. We're going to start off with a funny, not so funny topic. It's Jon Hamm. He had a halftime dad dancing at Super Bowl. Oh my god. LV, Bad Bunny's halftime show. Actor Jon Hamm, really famous. What's he in? Like Baby Driver. Why can't I think? Oh, Mad Men. Was captured on video of enthusiastically dancing on the sidelines, arms swinging, legs moving, and smiling volley to the music. Probably was high as a motherfucker. A lot of fans are calling it dad dancing, so that's kind of funny. Because I was outside San Francisco this year, so that's cool to see. Make sure you look it up on social media. We'll go right into the F1 off season. Make sure you guys drop a like if you're enjoying the content. We had our Bahrain testing this week, tomorrow as well. I think it's been Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm gonna confirm that real quick. We talked about it last week, the actual schedule. Yep. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We also have it next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for preseason test week 2. We kind of talked a lot about the new, 2026 regulation overhaul, which includes the new hybrid 50/50 engine energy as well, development rules, active aero, removal of plastic DRS. Lewis Hamilton has publicly criticized the complexity of the new regulations, saying they're ridiculously complex and even fans might struggle to understand them. At least he said he likes how a car drives, but it might be that energy recovery. Hamilton also raised concerns about Ferrari's recent race engineer shuffle and potentially impacting him in the season. Started impacting him all season last year with the engineer he had. Meanwhile, Chad continued on grid dynamics under new rules, with interesting championship predictions and driver narratives building around the likes of George Russell and Lando Norris throughout the week, if Mercedes is doing better. Currently, right now, today was a lot different. Ferrari had the best times on hards, but yesterday it was basically Max was a second faster than Mercedes. Mercedes could be sandbagging, people are saying as well. There has been limited coverage in some regions if they don't get F1 TV about this testing, so that kind of sucks. First official one was Wednesday. Like I said, Lando Norris topped the combined top seats for best lap, 134.669, marking a strong opening statement from the reigning world champion. Max Verstappen was right behind him and also completed the most laps at 136, showcasing the reliability and mileage on Red Bull's new power unit and how they're testing it. Charles Leclerc completed a top trio of time, suggesting that Ferrari's new SF26 package is competitive from the outset, which is cool to see. McLaren focused partly on aero data and durability as well as lap time, splitting duties between Piastri and Norris. With Mercedes and Aston Martin encountering some early snags, Mercedes had issues intermediately, and Aston Martin struggled with engine data anomalies, limited running times. Williams copied one of the biggest mileage counts at 145 laps after missing the private Barcelona test, which is a positive reliability indicator. Newcomers like Cadillac and Audi, we're really excited to see Cadillac, formerly Sauber for Audi, hit for mileage and gave teams data to start learning about the new hybrid regimes. Several drivers, like I said, including Lewis Hamilton, ran into occasional handling movements, spins and lockups. I think so did Norris. A lot of drivers as they adapt to new hybrid power delivery engine regeneration demands as they try to downshift in the turns. Balance between battery deployment and regeneration is a recurring theme, and these early samples will be the key race simulations. And set up strategies. Another thing they're trying to do in the corners and turns to help out with basically regenerating the battery as they drive is they want to basically downshift in the turn and then upshift like halfway through, and kind of give the engine some gas halfway through, and that helps regen the batteries. Technical innovations, though, teams are already showing unique aerodynamics concepts under the 2026 rules. For example, Alpine's whirling design has been noted for its novel approach to removable aero allowances. Not looked it up, actually, if you noticed that. And what this means for the season ahead, reliability appears strong, especially for Red Bull McLaren, which could hint at early pecking over trends, especially for Mercedes too, if they could do the same. But it's too early to draw definitive conclusions from testing day one times. We'll go into today. Wonder if they post it on Instagram. They might not, but we'll look. All of our F1 hype's been good though. Make sure you have F1 TV. If you don't, that's been really nice to watch a lot of this. I don't know if they put times for each day. So most laps from a driver today was Lando at 149. Quickest time, like I said, Charles Leclerc at 144.2, faster than actually Lando yesterday on hard tires. Top speed was George Russell, 336.3 kilometers an hour. So cool to see. Excited to see how the teams do. Lando was behind Charles about half a second with 149 laps as well. Charles had a 139. Oliver Berman was third time-wise at a plus 112, 130 laps. We had George Russell, like I said, about the same point, plus 1.19354 laps. So really getting it. Valtteri Bottas had 67 laps. Sergio Perez had 42, just splitting some, so cool to see. We'll go into IndyCar here in a second. Once I take a sip of water, make sure you guys drop in a like if you're enjoying the content. And drop any comments, any input you have. Some IndyCar topics from the last week. There have been some Sebring private test headlines. Highlights. My major focus this week has been the 2-day private test at Sebring International Raceway out in Florida, down in Florida. Key early look to 2026 machinery: Alex Palou, Chip Ganassi Racing, Marcus Armstrong, Meyer Shank Racing split the fastest times at various sessions, with Armstrong topping the second day. Honda-powered cars led all sessions, processing early straight for Honda engines in the field. Teams are now turning head to one more formal open testings. One more open testing as the season approaches. The next big on-track dates are upcoming sessions at Phoenix Raceway, which we talked about before, Oval, and the International Motor Speedway in April, which would be great, and evaluating oval pace. Mick Schumacher making a transition in IndyCar with Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing has been a narrative all week. He's been clocking solid laps and improving in testing, especially on ovals, helping his adaptation from other Formula categories. The broader paddock buzz has included Schumacher's preparations and how he fits into a series competitive mix would be cool to see. Timing and pace. He talks about Alex Palou and Marcus Armstrong did very well. Other notable performers included Felix Rosenkrantz, Rinus VeeKay, Joseph Newgarden, Kyle Kirkwood, Pato O'Ward, my guy, Scott McLaughlin, Kiffin Simpson. Interesting Honda versus Chevy. Honda powered cars dominated the session, taking fastest lap times across both days. They normally do Chevys do better than ovals though, which could signal an early power advantage, especially relevant given recent Honda strength in testing runs. Chevrolet cars were competitive too, with drivers like Newgarden and McLaughlin pacing well in combined unofficial time sheets. So we talk about rookie like Mick Schumacher's doing well. Hunter McLeod made a top 10 in a surprise result day 2, showing depth in the midfield and impact getting Weber to IndyCar laps under the belt. So that'll be interesting to see. Oh, sorry guys, let me get my thing fixed real quick. What this means for the 2026 season: Honda's early testing advantage could translate to strong and early form wins, notably on road and street circuits, if it holds through Phoenix and IMS tests. Rising drivers like Armstrong and improving rookies like Schumacher and McIlera are signaling that midfield battles will be intense. Team programs are already revealing directional competitiveness months before the season opener, and the planned open test will provide even clearer pecking orders. And if NHL's off actually right now, they have been doing the Olympics, so we'll go into the Olympics here in a second. First, let's do NFL. We had the NFL last week. Seattle won their second Super Bowl. Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. They finished 17-3, beating the Patriots, who were 17-4. 29-13. First quarter, Seattle scored 3 points. Second, New England 0. Second quarter, Seattle 6, New England 0. Third quarter, Seattle 3, New England 0. Wow. Fourth quarter, Seattle 14, New England 13. So basically, they were killing them in the fourth quarter. It was a kind of a boring game scoring-wise into that fourth quarter. A lot of defense until the defense got tired. I'm happy to see, we talked about before, it's interesting to see the Raiders hire Clint Kubiak as Jim Schwartz resigned as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think Jim Schwartz, I don't know if that means he can leave. I believe that does. He doesn't want to stay that whole year, so that'll be interesting. Maybe he can go somewhere else, a better team, and help out their defenses. Like me and Hunter were talking about last week, I do think Jim should have. Sorry, tapping my vape. I do to get the juice out. I do think Jim should have got the head coach role. Kind of sad when he didn't, especially how good a defense did. But I do understand that we want to be better on offense, and we need to be better on offense. So we kind of have to go for an offensive-minded guy, and hopefully he can help out Sanders. You know, he does. He says, you know, Sanders ain't the best, and he ain't, but neither was Lamar Jackson. I believe he did win a Heisman, but he was at Louisville. He never. I don't know if he ever won a chip and went deep, kind of like Sanders. But you know, he could pass and he could run. So that'd be interesting to see what happens there. Our defense, we're gonna have to get a good defensive coordinator. We have a good defense, but you also like how lights out we were last year, especially with all people coming back, people with injuries coming back. Next year could be crazy. So I'm excited for that. Now we'll go into, like I said, NHL, which is actually Olympics. I saw today that the men's USA team in hockey beat, oh God, I'll have to look. My girlfriend was telling me what this team was. For women's team, did beat Canada, so that's really good to see. I'm excited for that. In men's ice hockey day, Switzerland beat France 4-0. Canada beat Czechia 5-0. United States beat Latvia 5-1. Germany beat Denmark 3-1. Women's ice hockey, Canada beat Finland 5-0. Canada's 3-1. Finland 1-3. For men's teams, they haven't played more than one game today. Not many Americans winning today, it looks like. A lot of Italians and people better at winter sports. Yesterday, men's ice hockey, Slovakia beat Finland 4-1. Sweden beat Italy 5-2. We got silver yesterday in alpine skiing, silver in figure skating, gold and silver in figure skating women's finals. Italy won the lose in a lot of them. We also won in speed skating. Jordan Stoltz, I think you got a record for that, which is crazy to see. Tuesday was women's ice hockey. Sweden beat Japan 4-0. Germany beat Italy 2-1. This is when the United States beat Canada 5-0. Whooped them. Women's ice hockey teams 4-0. Finland beat Switzerland 3-1. Gonna give a quick summary. I'm actually gonna look up Olympic medal count real quick before we start that. Then we just have for Cavs, and that's it because there's not much sports happening right now. So for medals, right, number one's Norway with 7 golds, 2 silvers, 5 bronze. Italy second. Total for Norway's 14. Italy second with 6 gold, 3 silver, 8 bronze at 17 total. United States in third, 4 gold, 7 silver, 3 bronze at 14 total. Germany in fourth with 4 gold, 3 silver, 2 bronze, 9 total. Sweden at fifth, 4 gold, 3 silver, 1 bronze, 8 total. And 6 we have Switzerland, 7 Austria, 8 France, 9 11 Netherlands, 10 Japan. They did pretty good in that. Snowboarding, good to see. We also have South Korea in 11th, Czechia in 12, Slovenia in 12 tied 2, and Australia in 14th, Canada in 15th. Let's see what we got here. Current medal count has changed, so we did go over that. Like I said, Jordan Stoltz, America's youngest speed skating star, won gold, setting a new Olympic record, marking the first U.S. speed skating title for games, which is crazy to see. His breakthrough performance has been one of his standout moments so far, especially given his age and his rapid rise on the world stage. U.S. team, repeated Olympic champions of a figure skating team event, defending their title from the previous games. The American ice duo Madison Schock and Evan Bates added a silver medal in the ice dance, contributing to the medal tally and continuing their decorated Olympic careers. Some notable historical performance: Ben Odin earned silver medal in cross-country skiing, breaking a 50-year medal drought for the U.S. males and skiers in that discipline. Other U.S. athletes have contributed medals across a variety of winter sports, showing how well we're doing. The U.S. men's hockey team has been preparing for Olympic competition with strong expectations, aiming for its first Olympic gold since the historical Miracle on Ice in 1980, 45 years ago. They did have a drought for, I think, like 16 years where they weren't doing this. That kind of hurts us, and we know how well Canada and some of these other teams are in hockey, so it'll be interesting, especially how they do well, too. U.S. teams has been balancing expanding medal distribution across sports like speed skating, skiing, and figure skating. Interesting to see. For Cavs, since last Thursday, February 5th, a week ago, they beat the Clippers 124 to 191. We talked about that, I believe. Saturday, February 8th. Oh no, what's going on there again? They beat the Kings 132 to 126 in James Harden's Cavaliers debut. He made an immediate impact with 23 points as Cleveland held off Sacramento. Donovan Mitchell led the team with 35 points, making that, 58, both of them. And Jared Allen added 29, a ton of points. Really good job. 10 rebounds, marking another strong performance. The Kings dropped their 12th straight game. Monday, we also beat the Nuggets, another strong team, 119 to 117. Cleveland extended a hot streak to 9 wins in 10 games. With a tightly contested game against Denver, as talked about. Donovan Mitchell scored 32 points, 10 assists, and nailed the game-winning free throws. Great to see. And a comeback victory against Denver, too, which is awesome. James Harden chipped in for 22 points and 10 rebounds. That's crazy in his second game with the team. It showcased our strength, especially against a Denver squad led by Joker's 35th triple-double of the season. Wow. Cavs are a significant upswing, like I said, winning 9 out of 10 last games. The record has improved to 33 and 21, reflecting a strong push towards possessing a high playoff seed. James Harden's arrival in Cleveland regarding trade has saved him to be impactful, especially with Garland hurt. He's been hitting key shots and boasting both defense and veteran leadership in close games. Love to see it our next games against Brooklyn. Next Thursday. Wow, we get a little break. Brooklyn is 15 and 38 standings. Currently Detroit's in first. Then we have Boston in second, 5.5 games behind. Knicks in third, 6 games behind. Cleveland in fourth, 7 games behind. Toronto in fifth, 9 games behind. Philly in sixth, 10.5 games behind. Orlando in seventh, right in the play-ins, 12 games behind. Miami in 8th, 12.5 games behind. Charlotte in 9th, 15 games behind. Atlanta in 10th with 15.5 games behind. And we have Charlotte outside the playoffs. Sorry about that. Chicago outside the playoffs, 17 games behind. Milwaukee, 17.5 games behind. Western Conference, we have OKC, San Antonio, Denver, Houston, Minnesota, LA in 6th. Phoenix in 7th. Then we have Golden State, Clippers, Portland 10th, outside plans, Memphis and Dallas. This was actually going to be another quick episode. If it's just me, I'm going to see if Hunter was able to jump in. I don't think he was able to. He would have texted me. Yeah, no biggie though, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this quicker episode of A Week Ahead. I always do that. The Northeast Ohio Sports Show. We'll have a Week Ahead news show Monday at 8:30. We might have time this Sunday to do Healthy Living with Trevor. I'll have to ask him. He sometimes has to work on Sundays, so we might have to move that show to another day, or maybe do it pre-recorded. I wouldn't have that problem either. But I hope everyone has a great night. Hope everyone's week's going very well. We have one more day until our work week's over and we can actually have a relaxing weekend, so hopefully we can get that, guys. I'm excited for it. Had a not too rough work week, but a little busy. Hope everyone's enjoyed talking about sports. F1's coming back this week with testing. It was good to see. We could actually see it on TV, unlike the non-TV testing they had 2 weeks ago. It was on F1 TV. They had this week that they did post tests shows, and they don't have that scheduled for next week. So hopefully they still do post test shows, but maybe they won't. That'll be interesting. IndyCar's doing testing. We have Daytona Sunday, starting off for NASCAR. Excited to see that. I'll probably be watching that. And then the first weekend of March we have F1 starting in Australia. I think it's like the 6th or something. So excited for that. I could check real quick actually. We do have about a month until then. Yeah, it'll be the 6th. First F1 race on the 8th. Well, once again, that's it for me, Liam. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe to the Billy Doodle Show channel if you're not yet. Our Facebook's in the description. Follow us on there. We post whenever we're about to go live. You can click that link. Also, if you want to subscribe and ring that bell, it will also post on your phone whenever we go live. So, enjoy, guys. Also, I know a lot of people forget. Normally, when we start the show, I like to give 5 to 10 minutes for people to come in, because it's kind of hard for a live chat for people to it's, how do I explain this? If someone wanted to watch live, they can, but a lot of times someone will click this and then they'll go to the beginning. So if they started 5 minutes late and they're talking about something that we talked about 5 minutes ago because they came in late and wanted to rewind instead of just watching live. So I do recommend watching live, but that's also another reason why we kind of wait a little bit to start the shows actually, and also to make sure technology or going okay. Hope everyone has a great night. Once again, one more day till Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Have a great night, Ohio.